So we've got a case today of a block of voters here voting and bringing together and using their power as MPs in order to facilitate things happening in foreign countries. So this is an official letter coming from a member of parliament in this country, and this is a letter to the Prime Minister of Pakistan. So we hope this letter finds you well, and we're going to draw your attention to a very important matter, that the country that I'm living in, the United Kingdom, isn't living up to its obligations, where we'd previously told you that we were going to be building an airport for you, and we're terribly sorry about that. What we want is, if you can just send us some plans for the airport, we're going to lobby the government. And a lot of these MPs here have some links to the Pakistani community, and so a block of mainly Pakistani Muslim men who've taken it upon themselves to discuss a foreign issue. Now you could say, well, that's something they're allowed to do, and you're right, they are allowed to do that. And on one level, it is okay to do that. However, what you've got here is a bunch of members of parliament for this country seemingly way more concerned about an issue to do with Pakistan. And the main issue here with what they're talking about seems to be that lots of the people in their constituency use the nearest airport, international airport there, is quite a way away from the city of Mirpur. And so it takes them about 3 hours generally to drive there. And a lot of his constituents are asking this man, well, can you not just build us an airport in Pakistan? And this would take away all of those problems. And I'm sure it would remove all of those problems if you did build an airport in Pakistan. However, is this a good use of taxpayers' money at the moment when we have, the winter fuel allowance being taken away and currently disability benefits being removed from people on welfare? And so this is all highly, highly questionable stuff in my opinion. These MPs are worrying about Pakistan. They're not worrying about the United Kingdom and England. Now, there is a very, very curious aspect to all this. So, one of the MPs, as part of this little huddle here, is called Tahir Ali. Now, this is the post that he put on here, and this is one of the replies from Robert Jenrick. And one of the reasons why I like Robert Jenrick is because he does say quite obvious things. Like, you're an MP for Birmingham, not Pakistan, and the streets of your city are piled high in rubbish thanks to your council. Why don't you focus on the United Kingdom? And I'm going to get into that in a second. However, the wording here I find very, very curious, and it does often pass from attention. And what Mr. Tahir Ali, MP for Birmingham, says, he's saying that I attended a press conference ordained. So what does ordain mean? It's not just gather together or bring together. Ordained essentially means to confer with a priest or minister or a holy person, you could call it an imam in Islam, and to discuss holy orders. So I'll just retranslate that sentence. This week I attended a press conference where we met and conferred holy orders. And this was arranged by Mohammed Yassin MP, where 20 British parliamentarians requested for an international airport in Mirpur. Now, this is Tahir Ali's constituency this week. Filth and rubbish piled head high in some instances. And it's been there for weeks. Apparently it's going to be there for longer. And these videos on X left by the citizens of Birmingham, who I feel intensely sorry for. These people living here, they have to put up with rubbish piled high outside their door. I mean, this is absolutely intolerable that in the United Kingdom we've got rubbish piled high in the streets. And this gentleman, Tahir Ali, thinks that a good use of his time this week is to have a holy conference with 20 other MPs and seriously discuss how they're going to draft a letter to the Prime Minister of Pakistan, where they berate the United Kingdom for not delivering on their promises to build an airport there. And this is the state of British politics. This is sectarianism. This is what it brings. This gentleman here, Tahir Ali, he should be focusing on getting the problems in Birmingham sorted out for his constituents. They've got rubbish piled head high in the streets. This gentleman here, Tahir Ali, he's more bothered about what's happening in Pakistan. Never mind the independent MPs who seem to be extremely concerned about Palestine, and that's what they ran on. This is what happens when mass migration takes place. When a large group of people go to a foreign country, naturally they want to band together and have a community because that's what makes them feel safe. Their practices, their culture, the way they go on, everything surrounding how these people have lived their lives in whatever country it is, and it's the same for English people when they move to Spain, for instance. People congregate, and what tends to happen, then their issues become quite important, and for some reason, this Tahir Ali, this MP, has lost perspective and focus, and I just think this is an indicator of where this is going. And as time goes on, more of these MPs are going to be voted in as the population, the foreign-born population, increases in the UK. We can expect to see a lot more of this. Thanks very much for your time.